Good evening, and welcome to Daily Top Bulletin, bringing you the top 10 current affairs headlines in the most simple, clear, and exam-focused format for UPSC and competitive exams. Every headline is carefully selected to keep your preparation ahead of the competition. Let's begin with today's top 10 news.
25th June, 2026. 1 MoSPI to launch Index of Services Production, ISB. What happened? The Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, MoSPI, announced it will launch a new monthly macro indicator called the Index of Services Production, ISB, in July 2026. Experimental indices using 2024-25 as the base year will be released on July 14. Key facts to remember. It serves as the services sector counterpart to the IIP Index of Industrial Production, addressing a critical gap given that services account for over 50% of India's gross value added, GVA. Data architecture, built using high-frequency GST data on outward supplies and the annual survey of Incorporated Services Sector Enterprises, ASISSE. It covers only the formal services sector, GST-registered units, and initially excludes private health and education pending more mature data. To Europe gripped by severe heatwave caused by Omega block. What happened? Western Europe is reeling under an intense June 2026 heatwave, impacting the Netherlands, the UK, France, and Italy. Meteorologists have attributed the extreme, stagnant temperatures to an atmospheric phenomenon known as an Omega block. Key facts to remember. An Omega block occurs when a high-pressure system becomes sandwiched between two low-pressure systems, forming a pattern resembling the Greek letter \omega. This blocks weather systems from moving, locking hot, dry air over a region for weeks. Due to an aging demographic, European populations face a higher public health threat from heat strokes at relatively lower temperatures compared to other continents. 3. GRSE upgraded to Navratna status. What happened? The Department of Public Enterprises, DPE, under the Ministry of Finance, upgraded Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers, GRSE, limited from minor Ratna category I to a Navratna Central Public Sector Enterprise, CPSE. Key facts to remember. GRSE is a premier warship building company under the administrative control of the Ministry of Defense. Navratna criteria. CPSEs must be minor Ratna category I, have a rating of excellent or very good in 3 of the last 5 years, and score 60 or above out of 100 on 6 selected performance parameters, e.g., net profit to net worth, segment earnings. Upgradation grants GRSE greater financial autonomy, allowing them to invest up to 1,000 crore or 15% of their net worth on a single project without prior central government approval. 4. India proposes BRICS Space Economy Framework. What happened? During recent multilateral deliberations, India formally proposed a dedicated BRICS space economy framework to deepen scientific, industrial, and commercial outer space cooperation among member states. Key facts to remember. The framework targets joint space applications to collaboratively manage climate monitoring, disaster management, satellite navigation, agriculture, and environmental sustainability. It leverages India's growing space reputation to pool the market sizes and industrial strengths of the expanded BRICS grouping. 5. India's monsoon deficit and resilience factors. What happened? By late June 2026, nearly 75% of India has recorded deficient rainfall due to the official emergence of a new El Niño phase in the equatorial Pacific Ocean. Key facts to remember. The lag effect. While El Niño emerged in early June, its full disruptive atmospheric impact traditionally takes over a month to fully register over the Indian subcontinent, posing severe pressures for July and August kharif sowing. Mitigation. Despite the risk to crops like rice and maize, India's resilience is bolstered by systematic rainwater harvesting, check dam construction, and watershed management executed under rural asset creation schemes, like MGNREGS, which have demonstrably improved localized water tables. 6. India's low fertility architecture and aging transition. What happened? Latest demographic data analysis confirms India's total fertility rate, TFR, has dropped to 1.9, triggering policy discussions on how the country will handle structural transitions into an aging society. Key facts to remember. TFR definition: the average number of children born to a woman during her lifetime. The replacement level fertility rate is 2.1. A TFR of 1.9 signals that India's demographic dividend will eventually contract, requiring long-term overhauls in healthcare, pension design, especially under the National Social Assistance Program, and social safety nets for an informal labor market. 7. Global Index ranks India 13th in ag economy readiness. What happened? In a newly released global index evaluating macro readiness for artificial intelligence, India secured the 13th position worldwide with an overall score of 89.4 out of 100. Key facts to remember. India ranked first in the South Asia region and emerged as the single strongest performer among all lower middle-income countries within the index. The index highlights India's immense potential to leverage tech readiness into rapid macroeconomic growth over the next decade. 8. MHA launches 4 digital policing apps for ICJS. What happened? Union Home Minister Amit Shah launched 4 new digital policing applications: Abhigian Criminal Procedure Identification, CRPI, eProsecution 2, and eForensics 2 to upgrade the country's law enforcement system. Key facts to remember. The applications are developed by the National Crime Records Bureau, NCRB. They are integrated into the Interoperable Criminal Justice System, ICJS, a national platform that enables seamless data sharing between courts, police, prisons, and forensic science laboratories. 9. Health Ministry expands QR code traceability framework. What happened? The Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare expanded its mandatory QR code-based drug traceability framework to encompass all vaccines, antimicrobials, and anti-cancer medicines in India. Key facts to remember. The initiative aims to weed out counterfeit, substandard, or falsified medical products from the supply chain. The barcode QR codes track batch numbers, expiry dates, and manufacturer information from production facilities directly to consumers. 10. VO Chidambaran Airport recognized as Scope 2 emission-free. What happened? The Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways declared the VO Chidambaran Port Authority, VOCPA in Thoothukudi, Tamil Nadu, as a model for sustainable maritime development following a 45% reduction in its net carbon emissions. Key facts to remember. VOCPA has officially been recognized as a Scope 2 emission-free port, proving its structural transition toward clean, low-carbon energy operations. Context. Separately, India was recorded as the world's leading ship recycling nation, by volume, for 2025, commanding a 35.4% global market share, centered primarily at the Langsassia yard in Gujarat.
Thank you for tuning in to Daily Top Bulletin. Stay updated, stay prepared, and stay ahead in your UPSC and competitive exam journey. We'll be back tomorrow with another set of the day's most important current affairs headlines. Until then, keep learning and keep growing. Good night, and see you in the next bulletin.